That's all I got. Cool.
Delicious. I'm Amelia, and Morgan, I was going to say whatever they are, I want them with mustard. So I am on board the mustard train. I had a little Dijon with my Portillo's fries for dinner, and it was amazing. So good. Okay. Well, hopefully Ghost Socana doesn't take over. I feel like sometimes when I've had two coaches, one of them like occasionally will overpower the sound or the video. So holler at me if there's like spooky ghost shit happening and we'll figure it out. But let's do a little yoga. Why don't we start laying on our backs, soles of the feet on the ground, knees up to the sky. And let's rest our tummy or our hands on our stomach, palms of the hands on your stomach. Maybe with your upper arms so that they can rest on the ground. So if that needs to be sort of the side of your tummy, that's fine. And then if holding your knees up towards the ceiling is like work for you, depending on your body geometry, like you can have them knock in towards each other if that's more comfortable. It's not for me, but sometimes it makes it a little bit more easy to hang out here. As we're laying on our back, we're going to think about our inhales and our exhales, extending a little bit longer than they might normally be and being a little bit deeper than they might normally be. So at some point you might start to feel your hands raise and lower with each inhale. If it helps you to focus and get on your mat a little bit more, you can certainly flutter your eyes to shut or have a gentle half closure of your eyes if that feels better for you. I'm going to cue a little breathing exercise. It'll be an inhale for 3, a hold the breath in for 3, an exhale for 3, and then a hold the breath out for 3. But my 3s will get a little longer as we go along. If breath retention is like stressful for you, that's kind of a common response. Feel free to breathe at whatever pace feels good for you. Or try being stressed out and figuring out how to live with that, because that's the world we are in. So getting ready to do this funny breathing exercise, let's breathe all of the air out of our tummy, all the way out. And then we'll breathe in for 2, 3. We'll hold that full breath for 2, 3. We'll let it out for 2, 3. And we'll hold empty for 2, 3. And again, inhale, 2, 3. Hold a full tum for 2, 3. Breathe it out for 2, 3. Hold it empty for 2, 3. Inhale, 2, 3. Hold it full, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3. Hold it empty, 2, 3. One more time. Inhale, 2, 3. Hold a full tummy, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3. Hold it out, 2, 3. All right, you can return to a normal breathing or a breathing that you're not controlling, probably a little bit slower now that we've spent some time laying on our back doing those slower inhales and exhales. As we return to a semi-normal breathing, let's bring our soles of our feet together and our knees out to the side of the mat. So we're laying down on our back still, but with a butterfly position in our legs. Yeah. That pranayama, the inhale, hold, exhale, hold, is a really great technique to do if you're trying to fall asleep, trying to go as gently and slow as possible. It can really help calm your mind and your breathing. All right, From here, we're going to send our legs long and our arms long, up overhead and down below us, reaching out from tips of our toes to tips of our fingers. And we'll do the aptly named banana pose. So our right wrist is going to come to the right upper corner of our yoga mat or off of it. And our right ankle is going to come to the right bottom corner of our yoga mat. So we're kind of doing a side bend. And then our left hand's going to reach up and over our head towards our right hand. And our left leg is going to reach sliding across the floor, maybe crossing ankles or coming to touch the right ankle. So we're really just a banana. We're staying with our back flat-ish to the ground, making a nice C curve over to one side. Yes, banana. Couple big breaths, inhaling and exhaling here. Feeling our rib cage stretching open on the left side of our body. And then we'll open our left arm and left leg out so we're in a big X position, getting ready to move straight to a bananaing on the other side. Once you've reached out like a big X to begin with, then we'll cross our opposite, our right hand over to the left side and our right ankle over to the left side. Squeezing the left side body together, expanding the right side. And then opening the right arm and leg back to that X position again, stretching out through fingertips and toe tips. We'll then bring our knees in towards our chest and hug the backs of our thighs or our shins or our knees, wherever that works, to squeeze your legs into your torso. We'll rock gently side to side here. And then we're going to rock all the way over to the right side to lay in a fetal position on the right side body. From here, we'll extend both arms out in front of us, giving yourself a high five with so we're laying on our right side, knees kind of curled up. And we are going to do book openers, which is a thing we do at the gym, but nice and gently. We'll go for about 10 of them. So our torso is going to stay as perpendicular to the earth as it can. The stretch is just coming in our left shoulder. Our left arm's going to reach up and overhead and maybe a little bit behind us or a lot behind us, as far as it can go without making your shoulders, your hips fall over. So keeping our shoulders nice and perpendicular to the earth. Just opening and closing the book of our arm as our left arm comes forward and back. This can be, yeah, you've all got great paces. If this feels real crunchy in your neck, your bottom arm can sneak underneath and be a little pillow for you. You don't need to close your book as literally as having both hands touch. Maybe after we've done 5 or 6 of these, there's a little bit more range of motion behind you, so you can think about those fingertips tickling the floor behind you, or not. And we'll do just 2 more from wherever we are, unless you really want to do 10. I won't stop you. But once you've opened your book up again, we're going to stay with our book open, so our left hand's dangling behind us. And then we'll do the naughty thing that we weren't going to do earlier, which is letting our shoulders flop all the way open. So our hips maybe talk over to the left side. Your knees might not be stacked as well. So we're more in a spinal twist. Yeah. Way to follow along. From here, we'll inhale our knees up through center, right over our bodies, and then over to the left side. And then we'll close our book and do 10 book openers on the other side. Again, thinking about keeping our torso perpendicular to the earth so that if I was standing right behind your hips, I could be holding them up with my shin and there wouldn't be any wiggle there. Yeah. Nice book openers. We'll do a few more. And maybe the next time or the time after that, whatever feels good in your body, that the right arm is extended, we'll let our shoulder blades fall to the earth, coming into a twist. More in our low back than our upper shoulder area. Yeah. Great. And then we'll bring our knees back up to center. Let's give them another little hug in towards our chest. We'll rock side to side here again. We'll rock forward to back. You can gain enough momentum to sit up, or you can rock over to one side and then sit up from there. Once upright, we'll find a cross-legged position. If this is something that feels better to have some height under your hip, it does for most people, so feel free to put a little blanket under your butt if you like that. Cool. Oh yeah, okay. We're gonna take our right arm and we're just gonna reach it up and over. Our left hand can find the ground on our side, just a side bend seated here. Yes. And you can mirror me or do right and left, either is fine. I'm just gonna say the sides that I'm doing. Then we'll inhale up and over to the other side. Nice big, in my notes I called this rainbow arms. So I want you to think of like shiny rainbows coming out of your hands as we come up and over, beautiful rainbow cartwheels to the first side. And then up and over to the second side. And then our raised hand can come down to the earth and we'll walk our hands forward to a forward fold. And then we'll walk ourselves up to upright. We'll start with our right leg. Well, you're gonna take our right leg and do a half straddle. So this can be a 30-degree or 45-degree angle or whatever your body works. But we're having our right leg extended at an angle with the left leg bent. Maybe the sole's resting on the inside of the leg, or maybe not. Either way is fine. Once we're here, we're gonna sit up nice and tall, turning our torso over our extended right leg, and then forward folding over that leg. Yeah, this, if you've got a lot of things to prop up or your head touches your shin, you can certainly have your head supported in this position, or we can just let gravity do the work. Going for a hamstring stretch here, primarily, but maybe a little bit of back stuff with the curving forward too. Here we'll walk our torso back up to upright. And then we're going to pick up this right leg that we have extended and we're gonna curve it back behind us. So our right calf is kind of outside our leg, but our heel is coming closer to our right butt cheek. Yeah, kind of like a 90-90 position, but just a little bit cozier and maybe less pleasant or more, depending on how your pelvis works. From here, we'll sit up nice and tall, and then we're gonna look over our front leg, our left lower leg that's in front of us, and we'll forward fold So this is sort of a pigeon variation with a little extra twist happening in there. Again, stacking something so your head can rest can feel nice. Sometimes it's easier to get a little bit deeper in the pigeon without the back leg extended. So more focusing on the front leg. If you feel any pinching in your left knee, feel free to come out of this a little bit, or also just flexing your left ankle can help keep that left knee safe while we're here. Using our arms, we'll walk our torso up to upright. From here, our legs are gonna stay the same. I kind of twisted so you got a better angle for me. Our hands are gonna come behind us with our fingertips pointing away in the like watching Saturday morning cartoon kind of position. From here, we can do a little back bend. So we'll squeeze our shoulders up, back, and down, puffing up our chest, looking up towards the ceiling, lifting your tummy and your chest high, proud. And then releasing that puff up so we're more of a neutral laid back spine. We'll turn our fingers to face forward and move into a quad stretch. So for me, I'm already starting to feel quad stuff here. You can also start to bend your elbows, bringing your torso a little bit lower. You can come down to forearms or laying on your back if that's in your wheelhouse today, or stay up on your palms. A saddle variation is what this stretch is, just working our quad from a slightly different angle. Yeah. Cool. If you're on your forearms, we'll come up to palms. And once on our palms, we'll walk our torso to upright. Ooh. And we'll take that back leg and swing it around in front to find a cross-legged position again. Oh, yeah. We're gonna do some spinal twists, just gently side to side. So looking over left shoulder and right shoulder. These can be as slow as fits with your body, but just more dynamic movement than we normally do. Once we've wrung it out a little bit, the next time we're looking over our left shoulder, we'll hang out there a little bit longer. So your left hands can find the ground behind you. Your right hand could certainly grab a thigh or a knee to help turn your torso a little bit farther over the left side of your body. Inhale, grow your spine a little bit taller. Exhale, spin just a little bit farther over your left shoulder. And then releasing that, coming through center for an extended twist on the other side. Your left hand can grab a knee or a thigh if that helps Right hands can be tented up or on the ground behind you if that is reachable. Looking over our right shoulder behind us. And on an inhale, grow a little bit taller, and on an exhale, spin just a little bit farther over your right shoulder. And releasing that, we'll come back to center. And then this time our left leg is gonna go out for a half straddle. So left leg goes out to the side of our body. Great. And we'll sit up nice and tall, turning our torso over our extended left leg, forward folding. Any amount, any degree. Bringing our torso to upright, we'll spin back towards the front and picking up our left leg, we'll bend the left knee so the left heel comes behind us towards the outside of our left glutes. Arranging ourselves till we feel okay about this position. We'll do a forward fold over our right shin. So a pigeon variation of some kind here, certainly. Bringing your head to the floor if that works, or to a pillow. Gently, we'll walk our torso back up to upright. Yeah. And from here, we're going to do our little back bend to begin with. So hands behind us, fingertips pointing away. Maybe a little trust fall back there till you find the earth. And then we'll squeeze our shoulder blades up, back, and down, puffing up our chest, maybe puffing up our tummy, looking at the ceiling above us. And then letting that proud chest collapse just a little bit, we'll turn our fingertips around till they're facing forward and think about lowering our elbows towards the earth, walking our torso down a little bit, whatever gets you to that quad stretch on the other side. Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. And gently coming up to our forearms or our palms, and then walking ourselves back up towards upright. Oof. Taking our left leg, bringing it around in front to stack it cross-legged, maybe on the opposite side of what we did before. Sitting nice and tall. Let's squeeze our shoulders up towards our earlobes. And then drop them down. And then up towards their earlobes. Drop them down, pushing them way low. Then finding a neutral. Push them down and come to neutral and squeeze them up. Come to a neutral. Let's squeeze them in front of us. And then behind us. Oof. And then we'll go up, behind, down, in front. A couple shoulder circles at your own speed. So good. And then we'll let the shoulder work go. We'll come to a butterfly, so soles of the feet together. Your heels can be as far away from your hips as feels good today. It can be more of a box or more of a diamond, whatever works. But we'll do a forward fold in this position. So in the yin practice, we try to not yank or pull too much, just let gravity do the work. If it really feels good for you to hold your legs assertively, you can, but we're not generally going for max effort when it comes to mobility. More about patience and just letting time release whatever tension we have. If you are holding any tension in your neck or shoulders, think about letting that go. Maybe your top of your head falls more towards the earth. Yeah. All right, sitting gently back up. We can stand our knees up so the soles of the feet are on the ground in front of us. And we're gonna do my favorite shoulder opener. So our right arm, let's see, where can I be? Our right arm's gonna swim behind us. So the back of our hand is between our shoulder blades. And then we're going to lay back down on that hand. Yeah. If you know that's not going to work for you, we can certainly stay upright. You can do that thing with a strap or where you hold your t-shirt with that archer arm position. If you lay down and realize you want to come back up or move your arm a little bit higher or lower or take off your Apple Watch or whatever, do try to get slightly comfortable here. It's generally a sturdier stretch, so it might not be the most cozy position, but we'll be here for a little bit. So finding a place that you can breathe through the work we're doing. If once you get here, you think you want to extend your legs long, that's a fine option, or you can keep your knees bent, soles of the feet on the floor, whatever works for you to feel a little bit of rest in this intense shoulder opener. We've got about 20 more seconds here. If you are in a lot of pain, always get out whenever you want, or just think about what that pins and needles is and how it feels, but that it's fine. You're not going to lose a finger over this. All right, ever so gently, we'll roll just a little bit to the left side of our body so we can pull that right arm out from underneath us, letting it flop to the floor, out to the side of us. Feeling the blood return to our hand. Stillness might be exactly what your body needs, so feel free to stay there. If you want to wiggle your fingers or do that like inflatable car salesman arm action to kind of flow around and get the blood moving, that's a fine choice too. And then staying laying on our back, that right arm we just used, we're going to reach up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to cross it over our chest, over our pecs, across to the other side. Our left arm can bend and grab the elbow or the upper arm and pull it across us a little bit more. This is a pretty classic gym class stretch for the shoulder. Just a little gentler way to do it on your back. If you want a more intense way to do this, the other option we can do is to stick our right arm straight out to the right side of our body and roll over onto our tummy on top of it. So that's another option we could do right now. I just wanted to cue the slightly less intense one, because also sometimes this laying on your tummy doesn't work depending on where your anatomy is at today. So some variation of this arm across our body, either laying on our back or on our stomach. If during these longer holds you find your mind wandering to the past or the future, counting your breath is always a fine option to stay in the moment. At some point, we'd like to be able to stay in a moment without counting, but I like it as a little way to not be able to think about anything else but right now and right here for sure. Oof. All right, wherever we are, we're gonna come up to upright. So you could certainly curl over onto one side or push yourself up or do a little rock and roll over, depending on where you were. Yeah, we're just gonna do the other side. So coming to upright, soles of the feet on the ground, knees up to the ceiling. This time our left arm will swim behind us. Left back of the hand finds your shoulder blades, and we lower on down to lay on the left arm. Oof. And just a few more breaths here. Now, ever so gently, rolling over to the right side, just enough to sneak that left arm out from underneath you. Oof, letting it flop out to the side. Finding stillness or some intuitive wiggles that feel good for you. And then getting ready to squeeze that left shoulder in the opposite way, either reaching it straight out to your left side and rolling onto your tummy, or reaching the left arm straight up overhead and then pulling it across our chest with our opposite arm. And releasing that shoulder stretch, whatever variation you had going on. We're again going to find ourselves up to upright. So maybe rolling over to a fetal position on one side or rock and rolling forward, however you want to get all the way up to upright. And this time we're actually going to flip all the way over onto all fours. Oh, stacking your palms underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. We'll do some cat cows here. So dropping our tummy down, gazing up to the ceiling, and reversing that. Arching our spine, gazing towards our navel. Flowing back and forth just a few times to feel those shoulders rolling around in their sockets after all that work. And then coming to a neutral tabletop, I'm going to cue us into Sleeping Swan on the right side, which is like a gentle pigeon. If you like a pigeon on the right side, you can also do that too. For Sleeping Swan, we're going to bring our right knee forward towards our right wrist. Then we're going to spin that foot in just a little bit and then sink our left knee down a little bit and then flop forward. So it's just a little bit less worried about alignment than a pigeon. Your right butt cheek could fall over all the way to the ground if that feels better for you. It's just kind of a sloppy pigeon. If that is a confusing thing for you, we just got our right knee bent in front of us and our left leg behind us, and we're forward folding. If you like a little bit more proper pigeon, feel free to do that. The other option for this could be to do it supine, so just holding your right shin in while you're laying on your back is a nice restorative way to go about this too. Nice work. Ugh. Wherever you are, we're gonna swap on over to the other side. So feel free to fall over farther to one side or the other and get out of that however you want. I'll cue the same thing. So starting on all fours, our left knee this time is gonna sneak forward towards our wrist. Our right knee is gonna sneak back. Then we'll bring our left heel a little bit farther forward so we can rock our weight back onto our left butt cheek and do a forward fold of some variation. If you want a more formal laid out pigeon, if that feels good to you, or if this side your hips are a little different, so it might feel better to be on your back, that's a fine choice too, to flip this over laying on your back. And our time on our second side has ended. So our next stop is going to be on our back. If you just want to melt over to one side or the other from wherever you are, there's no formal yoga way to get there, but we'll flop on over until we're laying on our back in our mat or wherever you're doing your yoga. Let's hug our knees into our chest again. Give them a nice squeeze. And we'll come to happy baby. So soles of the feet towards the ceiling. We'll reach our arms in between our legs and then grab our shins or the inside or outside of our feet. Rock side to side here. Pulling our upper legs down so our knees come closer to the floor, closer towards our armpits. Oh. Nice, happy babies. And then coming back to that cannonball position, hugging our thighs, our knees into our chest. We'll drop our knees all the way over to the left side of our body, looking over our right shoulder for a supine twist. And then coming through center, gazing up overhead, knees back to the middle, give them another little squeeze, and we'll do the other side, dropping knees over to the right side of our body, gaze over to the left side. And again, gazing back up towards the ceiling, bringing our knees back into our chest for one more little neutral cannonball moment, hugging them in tight. And then we'll find our final resting pose, maybe extending our legs long or keeping the soles of the feet on the ground, tucking our shoulder blades underneath us. Your hands can be down by your sides or stomach, hands on your stomach like we started the class with might feel nice to feel that breath inhaling and exhaling. Eyes can flutter shut or stay open. Gently, we'll reach our arms up overhead to the wall behind us. And then we'll find a variation of that banana pose we did, maybe a little bit lazier than at the start of class. So just C curving over to one side of your mat. And then C curving over to the other side of your mat. Stretching your tummy. Stretching your whole body, coming back to neutral, reaching toes and fingertips away from each other. And then gently rolling over to one side of your body to curl up in a fetal position. Inhaling here and exhaling. Gently using the strength of your arms so we can push ourselves up to upright. sleepy, sleepy. All right, friends, that's what I got for you. I'm gonna go drink a lot of water because I had way too much salt before I talked for an hour. Oh, nice to see you all.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Amelia.
Amelia. Bye.
Bye.